Yo, wagwan everyone, you don't know it's Sunday, so new episode of Boruto is here, episode 220, and yo, I'm not gonna lie, super close to the manga, but as you guys already know by the episode synopsises or summaries that are already online, we're more or less getting into anime original stuff to a degree throughout this episode or next episode, give or take. There should be some canon stuff, well, probably I shouldn't use the word canon, but there should be some manga material still mixed in with this episode, so it is what it is. Wagwan, Sanjae Uchiha here, guys. Of course, friendly neighborhood Uchiha, I don't know. Of course, leave a like if you end up enjoying my reaction and my thoughts on this episode. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Of course, it's Sunday, so yeah. And then the weekend, unfortunately, but I hope the weekend was actually good for you guys, so yeah. But alright, yo, I've rambled on long enough. Let's get into the... well, that's the hype, but let's see what this episode has to offer. Alright. What that? Konoha-man or Mega Man X. Whoa! Bombards! Just the way how they put that there, it just seems extra violent. Bombards! Nah, man, well, land. Stop. Stop everything. Dog, nobody, and I said this earlier now, in like a reaction way back. Nobody can't tell me that Naruto doesn't have money, dog. The man them even have a game with the man, my youth. Them have Naruto water. The amount of royalties Naruto's supposed to collect, my youth. I shouldn't even be seeing, I should be seeing Ichiraku Ramen just delivering to Naruto. I shouldn't be seeing this man eating any cup soup or anything, dog. It's that serious, honestly. 5 kage Skype summit or Zoom summit. All of that really translates to asking let's see how we can get some anime original episodes in each village with some characters that we love from each village to, you know, potentially trap down code. That's at least 5 episodes them secured there, so at least a month of episodes. That's what this meeting translates to. Gara asking the tough questions. Rubbing in that Kurama loss. Ooh, taking words left right now. So as per usual, I really like what they're doing. They did make some changes because I think it should be based on some parts of chapter 55. Yeah, if I just rate that about Kawaki, man, just say it like it is, isn't it? If he breeds, he's sus. Just put that part Amado back. Half a year? Alright, so that is extremely new. Because we didn't get like a time frame in the manga to say, yo, 6 months, a few weeks, yada yada yada. Because the impression I got really was, okay, it was accelerating at an accelerated rate because of the resonance with Kawaki's karma, and that it would have gone back down to extracting at a regular rate once, you know, Kawaki lost his karma and everything. So yeah, what, 6 months? This is sounding like some Black Clover time skip setup thing, but it is what it is. So obviously looking good. It's Sasuke. Yeah, man, I like these character moments, man. They really, even though they stretched out what we got in the manga for this, it's really appreciated because you kind of get to see the thoughts and the struggles and the yeah, just the emotional struggles that Naruto is going through here. Watch out, arguments. Dog. Yo. Yo, dog, no. No, 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 no. It's just the look on Naruto's face in the studio. Sasuke said that have like the Ninetales anymore. I was like, dog, you really had to remind me. You really had to go there, didn't you? Yo, learn to just at this point the man just stand here. Yo, bro, I know I don't have the Ninetales anymore. You know, when they can't stop remind me, please. Yo. Yo, this is kind of touching. Is he shaking? Heart attack? Panic attack? Naruto looks weird in this frame. Like, like, like there's like eyeliner around his eyes, like some Majin Vegeta shit. They just look weird, and just a contrast between that and his blue eyes. Let's see if they can add the scene from the manga. Yo, no, bro. Alright, so that was episode 220 of the Boruto anime, and yo, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it really and truly is the case where it really is just a contrast between how the manga did things and how the anime does things because of it needing to really flesh out and expound on things since we're this close to the manga. But again, just seeing how the anime just went in and showcased the interactions, highlighted how the characters are feeling, just I don't know, it just does something for the story that the manga in its monthly run just you just don't feel from it. Even though I will admit, with Kishimoto back and in more recent times, he has been doing a more decent job of really highlighting and stressing the interactions between characters, showcasing how they're feeling and kind of steadily progressing and developing that. I mean, at this point in the story, Kishimoto like literally just more or less came back. This episode featured content that would have come from the second or third chapter Kishimoto worked on since coming back. But I don't know, this episode, man, it just it just really hit the nail on the head when it comes down to certain things. Now, of course, with this episode, we get the 5 Kage summit as we saw. And of course, similar to chapter 55, I believe, or late 54, we do have the Kages asking Naruto the hard questions. But I feel like if memory serves right, they did definitely more than likely alter, if not change, if not extend the dialogue when it comes on to Naruto. Especially since Naruto doesn't have Kurama anymore. They really stress that in this episode. You realize, like, it's it was almost to the point that I just found it kind of funny. Like, everyone's like, yo, dog, you don't have the Ninetales anymore. Like, relax, relax. See, what I mean? So there was that. But I definitely like that addition because I don't remember them highlighting it so much in the manga. They do definitely talk about the fact that Naruto doesn't have the Ninetales anymore, but it's not said like this often when it comes on to the manga content. So I think everybody's stressing it kind of helps Naruto come to terms, or at least it kind of forces Naruto to kind of push himself into a position where he kind of has to kind of express himself and showcase how he feels about not having Kurama anymore, and what he's still, how his conviction is at the moment, given the fact that he's been reminding about it so much. So I think that's one way to look at it. But yeah, episodes like this again really highlight and show keys more so after all this action there is still emotional and psychological conflict that's going into the story at this point, because of course Naruto losing the nine tails, Naruto potentially having to take out Boruto when the time comes, Gara asking him the tough questions. It's these emotional but psychological but interesting conflicts that tie into the long term of the story that makes an episode like this for me really decent, because even though the action has died down and we're seemingly getting more and more into anime original stuff, these things will do matter in the long term of the story. So seeing these characters we care about going through these conflicts, it's very interesting to say the least. And just seeing Naruto kind of come to grips and deciding them kind of just slowing down the story in comparison to the manga does wonders, because you get to see Naruto's like psychological and mental and emotional state in his potential decision in having to probably take out Boruto before, as Gar puts, even before Momoshiki takes over his body. So that was interesting, especially even the conversation with Sasuke and them arguing. That was nice. That was nice. It's kind of like moments like these that help to humanize the characters after even at this point, this far in the Naruto franchise. So it just kind of groans these characters to make them much more relatable is what I'm saying. So with all of that being said, it's a good episode. It's a really good episode. I'm not gonna lie. Really not going to lie. Even just seeing the scene with Naruto and Boruto, and Naruto just sitting down to talk to him, and reinforcing his ninja way that he'll do what he has to do as a parent. It's just the development and characterization and growth of Naruto when it comes on to where he started in the beginning of this franchise to actually now being a father, and when it comes on to the Boruto era, it's especially when Boruto didn't really understand Naruto as well as he does now. It was always this struggle between Naruto's duty as a father and as Hokage. Even though, little side note, even though to a degree I think the whole conflict was just a bit forced, just a bit contrived, just a bit, but it's always been that case where Naruto kind of struggles with that, and to see that kind of re-highlighted in this episode with the conflicts, duty versus fatherhood, like it just makes the episode work. What else was I gonna say? Because I'm just kind of spitballing now off the top of my head. Jano. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Of course, yeah, the Byakugan pills. And of course, getting that little extra information with Amado regarding that he had a daughter 12 years ago. So this more than likely would be during the era of the last Naruto the movie, or just after. Worst case, right before, but like after the 14th Ninja War. So that flashback and the fact that we have this Byakugan pills, obviously it's going to tie into something in the long term. Of course, we got a bunch of new information in comparison to the manga, because one, we didn't get information that it would be like 6 months to a few weeks before Boruto actually gets fully taken over. That's new information. The fact that Amado used the Byakugan pills on Kawaki, that's new information. What else is there? Overall, the way they structured some of the stuff kind of felt a bit different, just slightly different. So even I think some of the stuff they were discussing in regards to code felt a bit, a bit different. But obviously they had to do that because again we're really close to the manga, and even based on the preview we're going into the Chunin exams. So there seems to be a number of things from chapter 55, which I think this episode is based on, which of course it didn't adapt, but I think they'll more like get back to once they start adapting the manga canon again. So yeah, and of course I am patiently waiting for the introduction of Best Girl in in Boruto. So I'm patiently waiting on that. Anyway, I think I missed out a few things, but I spent so much time kind of troubleshooting stuff. I think I finally sorted out the problem I had with my reaction recordings now, so I think I should be good for the foreseeable future. I spent like the last hour just troubleshooting stuff, so I didn't like check out the episode, so here's a bit. But anything I missed, let's kind of rediscuss in the comment section, guys. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Definitely leave a like if you're new here. Well, even if you're not new, but subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you in the next Boruto video.